Hi, welcome to Making All the Plans. I'm Connie, and if we haven't met before, I'm a busy mom of 2 active kids, and both my husband and I have full-time careers. My goal is to share with you how I stay on top of all life throws at me in one planner so that you might be able to do the same. I am working on my spread for the week of December 5th, and I am in the Christmas mood. So I wanted to go ahead and do some Christmas decor for the page. I do have cranberry dots down the middle, so I want to kind of stick in that red-pink theme. So I found this scrapbook paper that I liked. It originally came in a pad, but I don't have the pad anymore, so I just went ahead and grabbed it. I think it came from Michael's, but it's definitely older. But I thought I would cut out the packages and place them along the bottom. I'm just going to rough fussy cut the packages because there are some green swirls that are probably hard to see on camera, but I wanted to incorporate the green swirls. I did grab my large tape runner, and I will finally run out of tape while I am trying to lay down some tape in this video, but I really like that I only have to refill it about once every 3 to 6 months, depending on how frequently I am using it, instead of having to replace. I felt like I was replacing the refills for the Tombow Mono very frequently between scrapbooking and planning. So it's definitely a luxury item that I don't have to have, but I definitely enjoy my ATG gun. So I just went ahead and taped those down and trimmed off the excess. And then my plan is to white out both the notes area and the lines in the bottom third of the planner. And I had a hard time getting the tape to stick since I had put down the whiteout tape, but it's all good. So I did use the whiteout tape for the notes area, and then I just used my white Jelly Roll pen for the other lines. It is definitely easier to white out the lines before you tape down the paper, but I don't always plan that far in advance. So this video, when I put it up, is going to be about 10-15 minutes, but it did take me almost an hour to complete the spread altogether. The fussy cutting that I did, it's not that it takes a ton of time, but I did just take my time and I watched some videos while I was fussy cutting, so I wasn't trying to hurry. I just wanted to enjoy the time that I was spending on my planner, and I do use it as a creative outlet because I don't have a ton of time to do scrapbooking right now, and I really miss that creativity. So I do use decorating my planner as my outlet right now. Before I went crazy fussy cutting out a lot of the shapes and the boxes, I did go ahead and do a bit of a test run, and I just cut out one box and I left the border on it, but I did like the lines. I'm not very good at writing in straight lines, so I prefer things with lines on them. And then I grabbed this present as well, and I fussy cut it close. You'll see that I use 2 different scissors. I like to cut straight long lines with my longer bladed scissors, and then once I get the majority cut off, I grab my precision scissors, and these are from Tim Holtz, and I go ahead and I get into the nitty-gritty. These are serrated, so sometimes if I don't know what I do, but sometimes it does leave a serrated edge. But for the most part, these are my go-to for getting into the tight corners. So I did go ahead and cut out a stack since I liked how that looked. And then I grabbed this other paper that I would never use as a whole sheet together, but I do like to cut parts of it to use as a border. So I am going to cut from the green to the pink line and use that as a border for the top of the page. I didn't want all of the decoration to be at the bottom of the page and then the top of the page to be completely bare. So I did take both of the patterned paper sheets that looked like this and just trimmed that border so that I could put it up at the top. And I am just using the Tombow Mono Adhesive Tape Runner for this instead of refilling my ATG. But I just run it across the top where I want it, line up about how long it runs, and then I lay the paper over top. And I'm only doing this so that I don't put tape on the paper where I don't want it, just in case I wanted to use that for something else. I did not use it for anything else, but just in case. And I also wanted to make sure that I got a good amount of tape around the holes so that the paper was adhered around the holes when I repunched them. Then I'm just going to grab all the die cuts that I hand cut and start laying them out on the page. I didn't love the designs that were in the corners of the boxes, so I decided that I would cover them up. And that way it also adds a little bit of dimension as well when I overlap the larger die cuts on top of the boxes. So I just play around with where I want things to go before I glue them down. And I also try to balance the greens and the pinks and the reds across the page. So I do have a green box on both sides, and then the green stocking is somewhat in the middle, and then the three graphics, the snowman and the two sets of presents that have mostly pink and red in them, I disperse those across the page as well. Once I get the die cuts laid down and arranged the way I like them, and I feel that the page is balanced, I do go ahead and use my tape runner to tape the die cuts down. I'm laughing because I have been horrible lately about getting adhesive on the page that I'm trying to decorate, and at some point I will learn and I'll put a piece of paper underneath it, or I'll just run it through my sticker maker instead. But I do just use my tape runner because it is handy, and I didn't really want to dig out my sticker maker, so I did go ahead and use the tape runner. But you'll see me grab my adhesive remover. It looks like an eraser, and it is from Artgum, and if I can find the link, I will put it down below. But it really does take away the extra adhesive, so I'm glad that I have that. But I just work my way around the page and get everything taped down. And then the last thing that I will do is put some lines on the pages. And I will put quite a few lines down, even though there are lots of boxes and places to write different things. But with it getting closer to Christmas, I definitely don't want to let anything fall through the cracks. But I do need to plan out things like when I'm going to make each cookie dough, when I'm going to bake the cookies, what last minute items do I need to get for presents. And probably the thing that I am most behind on is getting a picture of our family for our Christmas cards. Normally that has already been done. The Christmas cards have been ordered. Half the time the Christmas cards are already sent out. So my goal is definitely to send out Christmas cards before Christmas. But there is a lot to get done, and just a lot of odd things going on this year that aren't normally happening this time of year. I play soccer one night a week, we have maintenance at work, just different things that are falling on the calendar when they normally don't. But this is my spread for the week, and I think I'm going to like it. I hope I do. It looks like there is room to write some calendar items, so that is good as well. I hope that everyone is having a wonderful December, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!